My neighbor? It's a good question. He's this bald guy, pulls out of his garage in his SUV, drives away, and comes back, pulls back in the garage. That's all I really know about him. Keeps to himself, you know, the quiet type. Yeah, that's my neighbor.
My neighbor? Oh, man. I gotta tell you, they are strange. Weird type, I'm telling you, man. Oh, man. You know, everybody talks about them.
Well, I don't have any neighbors yet. I'm in a new neighborhood and, well, the lots next to us are still empty, so there's lots of houses around us, but the lot next to mine on both sides are empty. So, I guess I don't have any neighbors yet. Someday I hope to have neighbors, but right now, no neighbors.
You look up strange in a dictionary? There's a picture of them. A neighbor? Why, a neighbor is a person in your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. In your neighboring hood. A neighbor is a person in your neighborhood. Why, they're a person that you meet when you're walking down the street. They're a person that you meet each day. Why, I'd like to be your neighbor.
Hello there. I'm so glad you asked. What is a neighbor? A neighbor is anyone who is nice to you, who respects you, who doesn't blow their leaves onto your lawn, and who when you're on vacation is willing to mow your lawn for you. Yes, a neighbor is someone who is good to you, who is nice to you, and returns favors. But anyone who's not nice to you, doesn't do you favors or repay your favors, why, they are not your neighbor. You will ban them from your neighborliness, and you will say, you are not a neighbor to me anymore. That is who a neighbor is. You know, for me, I guess it all boils down to trust. You know, like, who would you let your kids go to the park with or go over to their house to play?
When I look for a good neighbor, I look for someone that's cool. So, be cool and be a good neighbor. That's right. Oh, coolness. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah.
Hi. Well, I know some people think that neighbor means the people living next to you, but that's really not what it means. It means people that are like you. Take me, for example. The people that live next door to me, they're not like my family. So we don't associate with them. We don't talk to them. I mean, if they say hi, we might say hi back, but that's it. You know, we don't really want to be seen with them. So your neighbor is the people who are like you, and people who aren't like you, well, they're not your neighbor.
My neighbors? Why, they're Billy and Joey. They're my best friends. We do everything together. Well, except go to church. Hey, maybe I should invite them.
Well, our neighbors, well, they definitely need the Lord because they're really rich. They drive all these fancy cars and they have all kinds of stuff, and while we're off at church being all spiritual, reading the Bible and praying and worshiping the Lord, they're off on family outings and stuff. Yeah, they really need the Lord.
Who is my neighbor? That is an excellent question. You know, Jesus once asked the question, who is your neighbor? And in order to answer it, he told a story that has become one of the classics of the Bible. It is a story of a poor man who was walking upon the road when he suddenly got fiercely attacked by bandits. He lay there in the road, beaten and broken, and wondering if anyone would come along to help him. 3 people indeed did come and pass him, but did they help? No, they saw him, and they each made excuses to not help him and passed along the other side of the road. But one man did help him. But it was not a man of his own type. No, it was a Samaritan. And this Samaritan man, though he was not of his own type, he took him upon his donkey, walked him into his town, took him to a doctor, made sure that he was taken care of, put him up in an inn with his own money, even promising to come back and pay any further expenses, and said that he would take care of him. And Jesus asked who was the neighbor in this story. Was it the 3 of his kind who went on by and not helped, or was it this one man who did stay and help? Of course, his audience said it was the man who helped. And Jesus made the point that the neighbor was the one that helped. And so, boys and girls, I think I know who your neighbor is. Your neighbor is a Samaritan. So if anyone ever asks you who is a neighbor, The answer is, a neighbor is anyone who is a Samaritan. So get out there and look for Samaritans, because they are neighbors. Everyone, find Samaritans. There's got to be some out there. Everyone needs to know a Samaritan. They are wonderful people. I don't think I know any Samaritans. That's a bummer. I'd really like to know one, because they sound like great people. Man, I gotta go find me a Samaritan. See you later.